everyone. I'm coming to you live from Bali here. I'm just at my beach resort, at my pool on my veranda, and I'm going to share my yoga practice with you this morning. But I wanted to first ask you, when you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing that you do? Are you somebody who, before you even pick up your phone and start looking through Facebook? Do you look at your email? Do you turn on the TV? Or are you someone who just likes to be still and quiet and meditate and sort of think about what you want your day to look like? It's really important because how you start your day really dictates how your day is going to progress. So if you find that you are someone in the morning who's quite irritated, it might be because you're filling your mind with maybe negativity that you're taking in from Facebook or from the news or something like that. If you find you're a little bit more of a calmer person throughout the day, it could be because you've started your day out with a little bit more of a positive mindset or a little bit more of a stillness. Just finding a way to put your body at ease before you get your day going is just a really good idea. So yoga practice is one way that I like to start my day. I usually try to start my day sitting peacefully with either a book that I'm reading that is positive, some kind of self-development. I usually start my day off, about 1 or 2 hours of that actually, and then I go on to do a yoga practice. Yoga practice is a really good way to release any energy that you might need in order to be able to focus or to be able to concentrate a little bit more on your work. So today I'm going to do a little bit more of a morning type practice. So I'll do some twisting, so really good for the digestive system to get things moving. Lots of spinal stretching and twisting. I've been finding that for these last few days I've skipped out my yoga practice, which is not really like me, but we've been doing other things like going to Bangkok and just other things that we've had on the go in the morning, and because of it I have had a really, really stiff neck, stiff back. I've been getting some headaches and just being quite a little bit grouchy actually, which is not like me. I'm not really usually a grouchy person, but when I'm not feeling well, it's really hard to be positive sometimes. So before I get moving, I just want to explain to you a little bit of why this is this way. So if you think about the way that your energy moves in your body, if you think about a triangle, okay, so on each end of the triangle you've got a piece of you. So you've got your biochemical at the top, which is your thoughts, it's your brain activity. Down here you've got your structural, so it's your bones and your body and your physical, and then you've got your emotions, so the way that you express your physiological part of your body. So you've got your thoughts, your chemical, your structural, and your physiological, or your feelings. And each one affects the other. So for example, we take the world in, through our external world, through our bodies, through Facebook, through TV, through people, through our environment. Those things come in and they affect the way that we think. So our brain takes this information and it says, this is good, this is bad, whatever it does, and then it goes into your physiological body where you actually feel. So whatever you think, you feel. And then from there we express. So we might act out and express it in a temper tantrum or express it with love or whatever it is. So that's why it's really important that whatever it is that you bring into your brain first thing in the morning is something positive, because it's going to move into the rest of you. So it's going to move into your structural body. It's going to show up as tension in your muscles, which is going to eventually pull your bones out of proportion. It's going to affect the way that your moods are, the way that you are around other people, and then it's going to affect your productivity. So we spend a lot of time adjusting things like our muscles through massage, we adjust our bones through chiropractic adjustments, but we don't align or adjust our energies, and it all starts with the brain. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started with our yoga practice. Start in a seated position with your hands in prayer. Set an intention for yourself, for your practice. Inhale, lift your hands up overhead, and exhale, slide them back through center. Thumbs at the sternum. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Full inhale, reach up. Circle your hands overhead. Full exhale as you empty out and twist over towards the left. Right hand can just rest on your right knee. Inhale, reach up overhead. And exhale all the way to the other side, twisting from the belly. Hips are still rooted on the floor. Inhale, reach your hands up. And exhale through center. Interlace your fingers and press your palms away. Feel the shoulder blades come apart at the back. Inhale, lift your chin up nice and high. And as you exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Cat pose in a seated position. Inhale, come forward. Cow pose. Exhale, curl the spine, chin to chest. Feel that stretch. One more time. Inhale, forward. Reach your chin up nice and high. Exhale, round the spine. Come back to center. Take your hands behind your back. And just lift your chest. Pull your shoulders back. Really feel that stretch across the shoulder blades. Maybe interlace the fingers for a little bit of an added stretch. And then reach your hands up overhead again and down through center. Slowly make your way to standing with your feet firmly on the earth and your hands at prayer. Inhale your hands all the way up overhead and exhale. Bow forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. And exhale, bow, curl around your legs. Take a big step back with your right foot. Your right knee can come to the earth and inhale your chest forward. Exhale, pull your hips back, straightening out both legs. Press your hamstrings back and your hips back. Inhale, come forward again. And exhale, back, straightening the legs. Feel the stretch in the hamstrings here. One more time. Inhale, forward. Press the collarbones forward. And exhale, back just a little bit more. Come forward. Lift your left hand up into the sky, making one long line of energy. Look up. And then come back down. Step back with your left foot. Downward facing dog. Press your heels and ripple forward into a plank. Drop your knees. Drop your chin in your chest. And then slide forward up into your cobra pose. Lift your chin, shoulders back. Tuck your toes and press your hips back to downward facing dog. Take a moment here to fix your dog. Lift your right leg up towards the sky. And sweep it all the way through between your hands. Lunge. Left knee comes down. Collarbones come forward. And then exhale, pull your hips and your hamstrings back into your pyramid. Inhale forward, stretch, and pull it back. Last time. And exhale. Come back into your lunge, flat your hands, and lift your right hand up towards the sky. Coming into a twist. Hips are still squared here. Take an inhale. And exhale, lower that right hand down. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. And exhale, bow. From here, jump or step back into your plank, lower halfway down. Inhale all the way up to your up dog or your cobra. Toes are flat here. And exhale, lift your hips, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Fix your dog, heels down, hips high. Take any movement that you need to here. Lifting your left leg back up into the sky. Bend to the knee. See if you can touch your left heel to your right butt cheek. Open up the hips, press them forward, and then curl it in, knee to nose. Engaging the abs here. Lift it all the way back up, nice and high with that knee. And then we're going to bring that leg all the way through. And this time, placing that left foot on the outside of your left hand, coming into lizard pose. And you can stay up high on your lizard, or you can come down to your forearms, whatever feels good here. Just take this time to just let go and come back to your breath. Come back to your intention. Start to come back onto your hands when you're ready. Take your left hand onto your knee and then start to lift that arm up into the sky and behind you. Sweep it forward, just opening up through the shoulder here. Use your inhales to integrate this movement. Maybe follow your hand with your gaze. One more time here. And then if you can, maybe reaching back and seeing if you can bend through the right knee. See if you can grab that foot and then come back to center, back into your lunge. And then just shimmy that foot back to center and pull your hips back into Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits pose here. Pull your hips and your heel together and fold and drape over top of that left leg. Travel forward and then step back into your downward facing dog. Again, fixing your dog, heels are to the ground, head is heavy. Rippling forward back into that plank pose, halfway to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting your right leg up towards the sky. Same thing, bending at the knee, pressing the hips forward. Keep your shoulders squared here. And then squeeze it in, knee to nose. Inhale again, opening it up. And then exhale, lizard pose on the other side. Squeezing your right shoulder and your right leg close together. Keeping your hips as squared as you can and just let go for a moment here. Find some stillness. Coming back to your hands, plant your left hand, right hand on right knee, and then just start to circle it back a few times. Opening up through the shoulder, through the chest. Allow your gaze to follow. Make this really flowy here. Sliding that foot back to center, pulling your hips back towards your heel, Ardha Hanumanasana. Half splits pose, really stretching through the hamstrings here. Travel forward and then rocking forward into your forward fold one more time. Coming into gorilla pose, we're going to just slide the hands underneath the feet all the way to the wrists. Straightening out the legs, dropping the head nice and heavy here, and then maybe wiggling your toes, giving your hands a little massage. Release the hands from the feet, halfway lift, flat back, look forward. And then exhale, bow, curl around your legs, see if you can come a little bit deeper. Spreading the feet nice and wide, toes pointing out. We're just going to drop our hips down into a yogi squat. Hands can come to prayer. Maybe find that intention again. Take an inhale, sit up tall to the spine. Exhale, sink your hips low. You can always place a block or a towel underneath you. Press your right hand to the floor, lift your left hand up. See if you can come into a twist here. Maybe look up at your hands, back to prayer. And then other side. Notice one side might be tighter than the other, and that's okay. From here, maybe, if it's in your practice, taking crow pose, hands will be nice and flat. Tipping forward, looking forward, resting your knees on your triceps. Finding that center of balance as you maybe lift one foot and then the other. As you can see, I'm still working on this one myself. Continue to look forward so that you can find that center. Engaging the core, and then just stepping back into your plank. Halfway down to chaturanga, and then your upward dog or cobra. Pull it back, downward facing dog, taking this opportunity to fix your dog one more time. Lower down the left knee and straighten out the right leg behind you. That left foot can come behind you. You've got one line, your left hand, your left knee, and your right foot are all in line, and then the right hand opens up. Feel that broadness through the chest, the collarbones, and then we'll take a few of these same sweeps to open up the shoulders. So we reach back and then reach down towards the right foot. Again, make this really flowy, just exaggerate this movement. You can lift up to the right leg, and then maybe reach back and see if you can come into a bind. Coming into a back bend, a half bow here. Come back, and then tip yourself up and then side bend over towards the right. Find your way back down to your tabletop. And then we'll go right on over to the other side. Modified side plank. Leaning back, and then reaching down towards that left foot. Really use your breath here to integrate. So we're going to take a big inhale to sweep that hand up, look up, and then exhale as you compress and reach down towards that foot. Maybe close your eyes here. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, coming into that bind. It's always just an option here. Coming back up, tipping over towards the left as you side bend here. And then make your way back to your tabletop and then to your downward facing dog. Pressing the feet and the heels into the mat. Drop your head heavy. Hips up nice and high. Lift the right leg up towards the sky this time. And step it forward, moving into our standing splits. Forehead and knee come together. Lift that leg up nice and high. And then coming right into your seated twist. Okay, making sure that the left foot is bent here to support the knee. You can reach that right hand back. Left hand comes up, stretch, and then start to twist over towards the right. So the left elbow is going to hook onto the right knee. You're going to sit up nice and tall here. Take an inhale up to spine, and as you exhale, maybe twisting a little bit more. If this is hard on your knee, you can always straighten the bottom leg in this pose. Just taking a counter twist on the other side here to even it out. And then moving right into our pigeon pose. So we're going to take that left knee forward, flexing through the left foot, and take that left knee wider than your left hip and stretch the right foot back. Sit up nice and tall as we get nice and long through the spine. I like to interlace my fingers behind my back to really open up through the front of the body, and inhale through the crown, and then walking it out into your sleeping pigeon. Just rest your head. Try not to do anything here. Just taking a moment, you can make a pillow with your hands. Finding that moment of silence, regardless of any noise that might be happening in your background. Just let it go. And when you're ready, coming back up, tucking that back toe, and then send that left leg back up into the sky three-legged downward dog. And if you'd like to, you could flip over and find your wild thing. Lift your hips up nice and high, and then coming back to your three-legged downward dog. And release. And then other side right away. Stepping forward, right into your standing splits. You can have fun with this. Maybe you can try and balance, maybe taking one hand out of the equation, maybe the other. Tipping forward just a little bit more. And then again, right into your seated twist. And again, you have that option to straighten the bottom leg if this is too hard on your knees. Make sure both sitting bones are rooted. As we lift up nice and high and stretch, hooking that right elbow to the left knee. Take an inhale first. Exhale, twist and let go. See if you can melt with every exhale just a little bit deeper into this pose. Coming back through center, taking that counter twist again. Feels so good. And then right into your pigeon pose. And if pigeon pose isn't good for you, if you have sensitive knees, you can always take thread the needle. But I always encourage that you listen to your body and do what feels right. Anything I say or any yoga teacher says is merely just a suggestion, just a guide. When you're ready, finding your sleeping pigeon. And again, see if you can let any thoughts in your mind just drift away in this moment. Rising back to center. Tuck that back toe and then press back to downward facing dog, lifting that right leg up towards the sky, bending at the knee, and you can stay here. You don't have to go any further, but if you'd like to flip your dog, you can. That last back bend, last deep back bend anyhow. And we're coming back to your downward facing dog, our home base. Take a moment here. Take movement if you'd like, or stillness. Here, hop or step nice and quietly, and then just land on your bottom. Coming into Paschimottanasana, forward fold, lift your hands up. And as you exhale, reaching for whatever is available. It could be the outer edge of the feet, it could be the big toes, it could be just the ankles or the floor. Continue to draw the crown of your head forward. Keep a nice long spine as you inhale, and as you exhale, see if you can drape and fold over top of your legs. Nice and slow and gentle. Sliding up and then grabbing onto the feet. Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, or cobblers. It has several names. Draw the feet together and just start to bounce the knees. It's just going to help with the joint lubrication here, helping you get a little bit deeper. And then maybe taking an inhale, draw the chin and the forehead forward as you feel that stretch in the low back and in the hips. Coming back up, just fold your knees back together and straighten out your legs. Drawing the knees up and the feet come off the ground. Boat pose, reach forward, just a little bit of core work here. See if you can sit up nice and high, maybe straighten the legs. And then exhale down to your canoe. Inhale back up. Keep the core engaged here. Slowly down, just hovering off of the earth. Back up. Take an inhale here. Reach. You can maybe hang on to the knees if you'd like to do it this way. This is a modification. And then one more time. Coming up, sitting up nice and tall. Grabbing onto the toes or the feet. Or you can just do one leg at a time. Maybe drawing both feet up towards the sky, teetering on your sitting bones, finding that center of balance. Draw the legs together and slowly make your way down to the earth. Bring your feet close to your bum. Maybe reach back, see if you can graze your ankles. Feet are going to be hip-width apart. And then press your hands, your feet, your back of your head and your shoulders, and lift your hips nice and high into your bridge pose. Continue to draw the knees together here. Maybe reaching underneath and interlacing the fingers, pressing down with the pinky edge side of your hands and lifting the hips a little bit higher. Inhale here. And as you exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, just allow yourself to move right back down. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Take a nice deep inhale here. You can circle the knees around just to kind of release anything in the low back here. This doesn't have to look a certain way. Just notice how it feels. And then when you're ready, just drop the knees over towards the right. Hands are out at a T shape and gaze over top of your left hand. Spinal twist, just a nice supine twist. Rest your right hand on the top of your left knee for support. Inhaling back through center, and then just allow your knees to fall over to the other side. And again, just letting go here as we start to move into the final little bit of our practice. Really focusing on letting go of any thoughts here. Back to your breath and your body. Allow your legs to draw long, maybe mat width apart. Allow your feet to flop open to either side. Palms facing up. Sweet, sweet Shavasana. Final resting pose. This is the most important pose of all of your yoga practice. This is where it all comes together. This is where we heal. Say Shavasana is the next closest thing to sleep.